video is going to be how to transform an 8-hour-old day look into a nice, glamorous, refreshed nighttime look. So let's get started. And if I seem a little bit rushed in this video, it's because I don't have much time on my memory card left. And it's all full and I need to clear it. And my camera's 14% and I can't find the charger. And when I sat down at my computer to edit a video for you guys for tomorrow, to upload tomorrow on Wednesday, I realized I only had half the footage. So I don't know where the other half went. So I can't upload the video I wanted to upload and now I have to film again. Anyways, let's get started. Alright, so one thing I'd recommend if you're doing this and you need to be out of the door in a hurry, like you don't have time to come in and take all your makeup off, which is what this is for. I've had this makeup on all day from school, and my eyeshadow is faded, my lips are, we don't even want to talk about that. Eyebrows are a totally different color than they were, they're fading, they're patchy now, they don't look good, my eyelashes have fallen, my nose is all gross and crepey, and it's just not the best, right? And so you're going somewhere nice and you don't want to look like this, but you have like not even 20 minutes. So I have some products in this bag, and I also grabbed an eyeshadow palette to show you guys this look with. And so if you're doing this look and you do this a lot, like you come home and then you go out to dinner, I suggest putting a little makeup bag together with some products you want to use in a hurry so you're not running through finding things. Ow! Ow! Alright, so the first thing I'd recommend doing to start freshening up is to take just a Q-tip and go underneath your eye and just kind of lightly sweep it to get, and this is going to help get some of that crepey concealer off and any mascara flakes, and just kind of go under your eyes a little bit. Up by your lash line maybe, there's a lot of times like mascara transfer, mascara flakes. And you also want to kind of like brush over if there's any concealer creases. Alright, so because I am wearing a BB cream and maybe you like to wear something a little bit fuller coverage when you go out to dinner, to add to our coverage on our face, whether our makeup is just broken down and we want to add to it, whatever, want to add coverage to our current foundation, I'm going to take a powder foundation. This is the Laura Geller Baked Balance and Brighten powder foundation in medium, and basically I'm going to use this e.l.f. powder selfie ready brush, and it is just this super dense brush, and the denser the brush the more the coverage. And so I'm going to try to get as much coverage out of this as I can. I'm just going to go in here and I'm just going to buff it in circular motions onto my face, and it's going to actually, I really like the shade for me because it makes me look a little bit tanner than I am. And this is just going to really amp up the coverage, except if you're using a finishing powder, not so much. But this looks really natural, and you can see the difference between what I did and what I didn't. And so, and if, especially this is going to help if you're oily. Obviously, I blot your skin, but this is going to help take any of the end of the day shine away. And just really, don't put too much on. It looks like I put a lot, but really I'm just like blending down my neck just to make it all look easy. So now, because all our blush, bronzer, and highlight has worn off, we are going to take another e.l.f. brush. Can you tell I love e.l.f. brushes? This is their complexion brush, and it's just this big fluffy brush that sometimes I do use for powder, but in this case we're using it for blush bronzer. And so I'm taking something a little bit more natural because we are in a hurry, we just want to really like blend things out. I'm going to take the bronzer shade from the Laura Geller Big Color and Contour Sunset Glow palette, and I'm just going to dip into that bronzer, and I'm just going to bronze up my face. This is actually the bronzer I wore today, which is why I'm using it. But if you have something, like maybe you used like cream contour this morning to do things and you obviously can't do it now, I'd recommend using something that's a little bit easier to work with. And I really think the Laura Geller bronzers are awesome for this purpose. And just kind of really bronze things up. And then you can take the same brush and dip into the blush shade just lightly, tap off the excess, smile, and just lightly brush this over your cheeks to give you a little bit of glow. But again, not too much because you don't want to have to spend that much time blending it out. Now I'm grabbing another e.l.f. brush. These are some of my favorite brushes because they just apply things so well and they're so easy and they're cheap. So if you ruin one, big deal. It's $3. Go out and buy a new one. I'm going to take this highlight shade right here. This is the French Vanilla Highlight. And this can go really neutral and barely there highlight, or it can really be poppin'. And so I really like this because depending on what you want, you don't have to bring a bunch of highlighters. Today I'm really building it up. And then I'm just going to brush some on the top of my nose. Keep a spell. I just inhaled some. Shimmer looks good on your face and not in your lungs. Word of advice. So now to revamp the brows, we are just going to grab this Anastasia brow powder. And I have mine in medium brown. And I'm taking this little detail brush by Real Techniques. And I'm just going to dip into the lighter shade right here. And we're just going to go over what brows we already have on. And this is just going to help add to the look of fullness. And then as I get out farther, I like to take the darker shade. And because I extend my eyebrows, I can kind of build it up so they don't look sparse anymore. And now I'm going to take a little bit of this Milani Easy Eyebrow Tinted Fiber Gel just to add even more fullness and set the powder down. So instead of like taking our eyebrows off and completely redoing them, we're just fixing them up a little. And then for eyes, I suggest using whatever you're wearing on your eyes that you wore that day. And so I wore the Naked 3 palette today, and I'm going to do what I did for my eyes. I'm just going to do it again, basically, to freshen it up. So I took Limit in my crease earlier, and I'm just taking a little bit. And then I took Nooner. Just did that a little bit, just to refresh what we already had. And then I'm taking this brush by Glamour Dolls, and it has like a little bit more of a point to it for the crease, or the outer V, and it's by Glamour Dolls. And I'm going to dip into not something super, super dark, not Blackout or Blackheart, but we're going to do Dark Side, and I'm just going to dip into that a little bit. And then just go ahead and just smoke your eyeshadow out a little bit more than it was before. And so basically, we're just intensifying and giving ourselves more of an outer V. And so now, take this e.l.f. brush and we just blend out all the edges to that. No harsh edges here. Add a little bit of a brow bone highlight. And then to further smoke things out, take a darker eyeshadow shade than you had previously. So I'm going to take Factory, and I'm just using my finger for this. Going all over the lid. And if you bump your under your eye, it's really no big deal. We can fix it. And so honestly, I'm just kind of doing the pat and tap motion. And then because you use your fingers, you're going to blend out the inner corner a little bit. Take your big powder foundation brush and just kind of do a little bit of this action to get the eyeshadow to fall out. And then just refresh yourself on your mascara a little bit. And because I already have mascara on, it's just going to intensify. Little lower lash line. And lips are going to make all the difference. And I'm going to just pop on this Too Faced Melted Matte Lipstick in Lady Balls. And just really, because, you know, if you're wearing a good red lip, people won't notice the rest of your face. It will just be about the lip, and you can see my lipstick's worn off, it's stained. No big deal, just this red will cover everything. Alright, the lips are done, and that is all. That's all. You can see how this turned out. I think it looks way better than it did previously. So yes, this was actually surprisingly fun to film. I think everything looks pretty glam. For not refreshing any like liquid or cream products, and brows were refreshed here. And we just popped on a bright lip. So yes, thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll give this video a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button because please, 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 we want to expand the Marlee fam here on YouTube. And I will see you on Friday. Bye.